Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Saturday night. It's Saturday night. Welcome. You paid for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. I don't know that the portal is quite that compelling and exciting, but hopefully you all are happy to be here. I'm happy to have you here. Good to have all of you here as well. Hope you're having a great weekend. I don't know. It's been kind of busy. It's kind of a blur. Today's just been a blur, but that's okay. Blurs are good too. Hi, Grieving Model. Hi, Wizard Moon. Hi, Josie. Hello, Delilah. And hello, T-Bone and Kel and illustrator author BJ Lapierre. Not quite the way your name goes, but close enough. And hello, Deborah Neighbors. And the unknown is in the house. Wizard Moon. Hello, friend. Got you guys all here. Phil Funk's in the house. Good to see you, Phil. Hope things are good over there in the chilly East Coast area. And let's see what else is cooking here. Who haven't I said hello to? Just looking. I know more people are coming in. Rachel is here. Hello, Rachel. As always, she gets it right. And that's oddly true. She's very good at being a reference point for a lot of things. So Henry Dog is here. Good to see you, Henry. Still scrolling. Taking a look. What is going on? Let's see. I don't see any other names. Owl is here. Hi, Owl. How you doing? Good to see you here as well. T-Bone saying only 23 Fahrenheit. Rachel's got 23 Fahrenheit. Okay. Well, it looks like that's everybody that's on the older chat part. Anybody else pop in? Brent, just call me BJ. I know, but I want to give you props for your name and your all your work you do. So it kind of just keep continuing to mention author illustrator BJ Lapierre. I think is kind of like announcing your pedigree. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you. Great to have you here as well. Over in the Rumble, I got me and Barbara so far. And hello to everybody wherever you're watching, and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Saturday night's last live show of the week here for the Paranormal Portal. So obviously we're just going to make it a wing dinger. I don't even know what a wing dinger is, but sounds appropriate. Somebody say CCR. the hell? Oh, Cryptical Crossroads, Josh. Oh, don't start using acronyms. I'm going to be lost as hell if you guys start that. Just use full chat names, please. 14 degrees, Kitty Cattywack's dealing with. How you doing, Kitty Cattywack? Great to have you here. Josh, of course, for Cryptical Crossroads. Wonderful to have you here. Everybody's just welcome as hell. That's all I can say. Y'all are welcome as hell here in the portal. And hello to any of you that are out there just listening or, hanging out. Don't really feel like chatting, not really a talker. That's okay. You can just relax, curl up with a blankie and a libation of your choice. Hopefully it's warm and steaming, whatever that is. And relax. Enjoy the show. Carol Pack is here. Good to see you, Carol. Thank you. Thank God you're here. I need I don't know. Well, I'm here. I guess I think you mean me, unless you're talking to someone else in the chat. But yeah, I'm here. I wouldn't miss it. Sending love from Boise. Well, I'm up on the north side of the state, Dylan. Good to have you here. Dylan Canepa is here. I'm up in Sandpoint, actually. So all the way up on the north tip, you're down in the south. Good to meet you, brother. Thanks for coming in, and welcome. Hopefully you'll subscribe and become part of the family. Our chat room here is a big part of the shows on these live shows. Oh, Karen Alberding, you remembered? Oh, I missed my button. Yeah, welcome, Karen Alberding, 30 months. She's been a member of the channel. God bless you, Karen. Thank you so much. Such a lovely soul. That really helps a lot. Hello, Jason Finch. Good to have you here as well. It's great to see all of you guys. Hope you all stay warm. Everybody's kind of comparing temps. I don't even know what it is here. We didn't get the cold, rainy crap that everyone else did. It kind of came in, I guess, east of us and kind of went down the Midwest and on to the east. So, yeah, we dodged a huge bullet over here, apparently. But I know most of the nation's dealing with a lot of crap and cold. So, guys, keep warm. Stay safe. Hello, Brent and chat. Hello, Sharon Sunshine. That's fine. I'm just glad you guys come in when you can. It's never late. You're just here when you can be, and I appreciate it. 10. John Temperance dealing with 10. There you go. All right, yeah. I guess all I can tell you is we got a lot to get through tonight. Obviously, we're going to be doing the news as usual. Then we're going to be getting to the question of the week. And then I was thinking of digging into kind of a teaser of a new one that I wanted to do, but I didn't have a chance to pull up anything for it. But maybe I'll do a quick search and we'll see what we can find. Just some really cool stuff. A new segment that I've been talking to you guys about. And actually, I can't even remember who came up with the name. But it was Freaky Phenomena was the name that I liked the best. So it's going to be a new segment on the show. Freaky Phenomena is going to deal with things like the subject matter of the most recent podcast episode, which is time slips. It's going to deal with Mandela effect and other strange phenomena, spatial slips, time slips, and other weirdness that doesn't really fall into the UFO, extraterrestrial ghosts or cryptozoological aspects of the paranormal. So we're going to start introducing stories about that and probably include a lot of UFO stuff in there as well. So, but we got a lot to get to. And then, of course, we're going to get to what the hell is that? I got several, probably too much to go through in one night, but we'll go through as much of it as we can. And then hopefully we'll hit the cryptid corner to round it all out. So, yeah. So Freaky Phenomena will be, I don't have any stingers for it or titles yet, but maybe I'll wait till Wednesday and just come at it fresh. Then we'll just start on next Wednesday with the Freaky Phenomena files on the Paranormal Portal. I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Love the hoodie. Oh, thanks. Yeah, this one isn't branded, but just a hoodie. I think it's Walmart or something. I don't know. I don't even know where I got this. I've had it for years, but it's comfy. I felt a little chilly. So the studio in my house doesn't have any heat, no vents, no heat, anything. So unless the door's open, it gets pretty chilly in here. Usually, though, by the end of the show, I'll be sweating. I'll probably have to peel this off at some point. Depends on how many super chats I get. I'm just kidding. I'm not whoring myself out yet. But, trust me, the more clothes I have on, the better. Trust me. I'm just playing, Carol. Carol's like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm just playing. But Barbara Morris says she's got 34 degrees, but feels like 27 degrees according to reports. And she's in California. My God. I thought that was illegal over there, Barbara. I didn't know it got that cold. Oh, I always thought you guys were running around in flip-flops and shorts. Oh, Car Juice popped in over there, too. Good to see you. Dog Digger did as well. Good to see you, man. All right. Good. Wherever you are, however you are, thank you for being here with me. Carol Pack gave us a donation. God bless you, Carol. She's starting the bidding. I'm only joking. I'm not going to start doing the show topless. Trust me, there's some things you don't want to see, and that's one of them. Believe me. I think I'd get demonetized, not because of being inappropriate, but because I think it would be against the terms of decency. In terms of shock value and horror is what I mean. T-Bone rolled in with 5. God bless you, T-Bone. Man, T-Bone, you're a machine. Yeah, I could show that the unknown. I'll probably show that tonight when we get to the question of the week, because I'll be in Discord anyway. The Unknown put together a video. I don't know if I can, though, because that's a song on there. Oh, that's a tough one. It is actually Chubby Checker, right? The twist. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's still copyrighted, so I don't think I can. Damn. But anyway, it was a great video. Very good. Check it out on Discord, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't. It's in the general tab. It's brilliant. But T-Bone gifted 5 memberships. Who got them? Bob Lawbla got one. Congratulations, Bob. Brett Martinez got one, as did Alexandra. Well, welcome, all of you. Cynthia Russo, wonderful to see you, and congratulations. And then, I don't know what to do with this last name. Oh, it's Solo Bro. BROH, but zeros instead of O's. Gotcha. Well, congratulations to all 5 of you. You're 30-day members of the show. Hopefully you enjoy that. If you want to continue, that's wonderful. It helps to support us a lot. But if not, thanks for giving us a whirl. That's all I can ask. And thank you, T-Bone, for making the magic happen, as always. It's just amazing. Just amazing. You guys are so kind and warm and loving. Hey, Mark Eddy. Mark Eddy, is he in the room, ladies and gentlemen? He is from Third Eye Blind show on YouTube. Great guy. And Brian Bowden is on that show with him. So wonderful people. Love both of those guys. Very cool. I'm falling way behind in the chat. Oh, my God. Fair use under 29 seconds. Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was 15 seconds for fair use. Well, we'll check it. If I can show it, I will. Join Discord. Thank you all for posting that. I appreciate that. Set up an interview at the Paranormal Portal. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I got the best mods in the world. You guys are amazing. You're amazing. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. All right. So I guess it's time for what? Oh, I saw. I misread that, Sharon. I thought you were talking about me stripping off my hoodie, and went with the whole hooking thing. I think you were talking to Tina. Never mind. Anyway, it hit me funny. What can I say? Yeah, please double check that, Unknown. If I can play it on the show, I sure will. I really appreciate it. It's brilliant. It's just funny as hell. But I don't know if it's qualified for prime time because of the copyrighted song. Say it's for learning. You guys are going to learn what I look like in a tank top. No, I think I'd be happy to look that good, honestly. All right, so let's get to the news and get the ball rolling here. I've been flapping my lips far too long. So let's get to the next part of the show, which is, ladies and gentlemen, the news. It's time for the news. Here we go. Oh, dear God, Josie. And so it begins. All right, the news, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, other buttons. Yeah, there you go. I was actually doing stuff on the side here. Trying to keep up with my life, with my brain. Welcome to the Paranormal Portal News Desk, ladies and gentlemen. This is the home of the Paranormal Portal News, where we discuss articles, sometimes dealing with new innovations, new technologies, new scientific understandings, weird stuff, funny stuff, and, of course, bizarre paranormal stuff, which is in our wheelhouse. And hopefully you leave each news segment feeling like you learned something you didn't know before. Because they usually pick the atypical stuff, not all the crap that you get from the rest of the news. That stuff makes you so sad. We need to close the news with Prozac doses. I don't know. But anyway, it's the news, and I got a whole bunch of things popping up for you on the news feed. Boondock Mojo, hello to you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Nice moves, Wizard Moon. Yeah, you guys are chatty tonight. I like it. I see a lot of the chats just flying by tonight. So throughout the course of the show, not only the news, but the rest of the show, we utilize a lot of different websites. And please, please, please support these sites. Please visit them. Please give them your love. And go check out all that they have to offer, because the only thing I can do is give you little samplings. But these are incredible sites. They're doing it better than anyone else on the web that I've ever found. And all I can do is just implore you to support these sites. So good to see you, Jose. Good evening, Brent, and how did you say that? Paranormalians. That's another way to say it. I guess we don't really have an official pet name, I guess, for the followers of the show. But I mean, I've heard Portal Peeps. I've heard Portalians. I don't know. There's a lot of weird ones. So I haven't really decided on one. But anyway. All right, so let's get to the news and find out what articles I have pulled up for you tonight. Hopefully you enjoy them. Hopefully you enjoy all of the work that I do, because I do it for love, because I love you guys. So there you go. You got that going for
Nathaniel.
you. Nathaniel. Love you too, Nathaniel. I don't know. Is that your name, Nathaniel? That's the Ghost Box, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the show, this thing over here, this green box on your screen, is the Ghost Box. It's a ghost radar, but it also has a word database, and it's believed that spirits can use their energy to make words appear. Most often, it's just real random stuff like Nathaniel, just out of the blue. It's like, what does that mean? I don't know. But sometimes it can be surprisingly on point and accurate as hell. Case in point, a couple Fridays ago, we do this segment called What the Hell Is That?, where I show you guys some evidence, and then you as the chat kind of weigh in on it. And you vote yes or no with a 1 or a 0, respectively, regarding what I'm showing you. Do you think it's real? Yes. Do you think it's not real? No. I don't think it's real. So that's how we vote. And I just got done showing a ghost picture, and I said, so you guys think this is real? Give me a 1 in the chat if you think it's real. Give me a 0 in the chat if you think it's not. And the ghost radar right over here said 0. Right on, boom, right on cue. And I was like, wow, that was very cool. It hasn't voted since, which is disappointing as hell, but at least it did that once. And I don't know what the odds of that are happening are, but they're pretty huge, that would just randomly happen at that perfect time. But anyway, it does happen sometimes, so that's what it is. Yeah, that was loud and clear. It really was. You're right. So we're going to get to the articles. The first article I have opened is coming from, well, all the articles for the news are coming from unexplained-mysteries.com. This is an incredible website, ladies and gentlemen. Please support them, and please give them your love. So let's get to the first one. It's the UFO phenomena files on unexplained-mysteries.com. This is UFO incident dubbed Brazil's Roswell still intrigues 30 years on. And I thought they did this article before, but I guess they must have redone it or added more information or something. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we read this one before, months ago or something, but let's see what it says. The UFO case involving sightings of a possible alien creature is celebrating its 30th anniversary this month. So maybe it wasn't Brazil. Maybe it was another one. Known as, I had to slow down to read this word. I didn't want to get that one wrong. All right. Known as the Varginha incident or Brazil's Roswell, the event itself began in January 1996 when a number of people reported seeing strange lights and objects in the sky above the town of Varginha in South Brazil. I got to really enunciate that carefully because I'm going to screw that up in a hurry. I'm going to end up saying vagina and somebody's going to get upset. So forgive me if I do. I'm pre-warning you just in case. One witness, Carlos de Souza, later claimed to have seen the strange cigar-shaped object struggling to remain airborne. It looked like a washing machine struggling, fighting to keep its altitude, he said during an interview recorded shortly afterwards. Yeah, washing machines generally don't maintain their altitude real well unless they're on a floor. So I don't know what that looks like in the form of a UFO, but I guess it must have been shaking and rattling or whatever. I don't know. The side of it was completely torn. Oh, well, that's brutal. And it had white smoke coming out. It wasn't black smoke like from a fire. And at the time, I thought it was like an aircraft in trouble, an airplane. So I decided to follow it. When he arrived at the crash site, he observed a large amount of debris and a strong smell of rotten eggs seemingly filled the air. As he explored further, he realized that this was no ordinary aircraft. When he arrived at the crash site, he observed a large amount of debris. Oh, I read that one already. Sorry. I repeated it. Forgive me. The debris looked like it was aluminum. If you're in the UK, it's aluminium. He recalled, I took a small piece. It was very light, crumpled it, but when I released it, it went back to its original shape. And that was reported in Roswell as well with some of the strange materials that were recovered there. Same exact description of that. Looks like tinfoil, except when you crumpled it up and let it go, it went right back to its prior shape. So he said before long, several military trucks were reportedly seen arriving in the area, and witnesses later claimed that parts of the site had been cordoned off. What followed was what many supporters of the case have described as a Roswell-style cover-up, with armed soldiers searching the area, patrolling the streets, and allegedly warning witnesses to remain silent. And as if that wasn't enough, reports started to emerge of a strange creature that had been sighted in the town, a being of around 4 feet in height, with oily skin and a large head and red eyes. I looked in its eyes and saw that it was frightened, said one of the witnesses. Just as I was frightened, the creature was also frightened. I saw that it was scared of us, so it was an exchange of fears, its and ours. What we saw was not human. The same creature was reportedly seen again around 3 hours later by 2 military police officers. According to later reports, one of them had actually managed to capture it, and the pair took it to a local hospital. What happened after remains unclear. Brazilian authorities denied that any unusual creature had been recovered, and an official military investigation later concluded that there was no evidence of extraterrestrial involvement. Even so, the incident itself continues to remain a topic of debate and intrigue. Whether or not an alien creature really was captured that day continues to remain a mystery. I mean, what an account. I can't imagine. I don't know how many witnesses there was to this event or to the subsequent events, but the more people that see and experience stuff, the harder it is to just go, nothing happened. It's all your imagination. So I wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. What I do marvel at, and this is my own personal question mark on these kind of stories, is we're talking about technologies and intelligences that could be hundreds or thousands of years, more advanced than ours, and yet they still crash. They still have basic mechanical issues for some reason. Now, what we don't know is how did it get that gash? Was it like, it got too close to that cliff and carved off half of the tinfoil, or was it something more like, hey, there's an aggressive action or another intelligence, alien intelligence that they're butting heads with? We don't know. But it's hard to imagine that these so advanced beings and constructs would still just be like driving down an interstate in any country, developed country. It's like you're going to see broke down cars. It's kind of like that for the UFOs too, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Delilah says a ton of people saw it. Okay, very cool. Yep, gravity is something else, but I don't know, Brent, 30 seconds, 15, or 2 seconds, it doesn't matter for fair use to let you know. Well, I kind of need something a little more concrete than that, because I could actually be risking my channel to show something like that, so I got to be very careful. I'll look over it before Wednesday's show, or just implore people to go over to Discord and join, and you can check it out. Sorry, I got to wet my whistle. A little dry. A little bit dry today. All right, so that was the first one. I hope you guys learned something new. Maybe some of you, sounds like some of you are familiar with that story already, so that's cool. But let's go to the next one, because there's more. I got 2 more for you. I don't know. This is an interesting one. I just saw this one before the show, and I was like, oh, we should talk about this. Again, I don't pre-read any of these, so I'm reading them for the first time with you. I like that we are going through this stuff together for the very first time. So I don't know where his standing is on this, but this one comes from unexplained-mysteries.com from the Archaeology and History Files. I hope it's not too long. No, it's not too long. So it's the Ark of the Covenant may have had different purpose, Egyptologist claims. Well, let's see what that is. Let's see what that has to say. The biblical chest was thought to have been the container in which Moses placed the original 10 Commandments. One of the most sought after and mystifying religious artifacts in history, the Ark of the Covenant remains a fascinating enigma, and nobody is even quite sure if it ever actually existed at all. Even if the Ark is real, we don't know if it survived, and even if it's still around, nobody knows where. Well, there's some legends. There's some legends that say it's resting in a temple in Cambodia, I think. To this day, I think the monks and priests or whatever over there swear that that's the truth. There's some that believe it's been captured. There's some that believe it was recovered under Golgotha on the mountain where Egypt or Jesus was where he was crucified. I don't know. So there's lots of legends about it, but right, nobody really knows. Well, let's see what it continues to say. Now, Egyptologist David Falk, I did say Falk. I might not have pronounced that quite right, but I hope I cleared it up. Of the University of Liverpool has opened up the possibility that the Ark might have served a very different purpose to the one that is typically associated with. He argues that rather than holding the original tablets inscribed with the 10 Commandments, the Ark may have instead been modeled after Egyptian shrines that were designed to hold statues or idols. By comparison, the Ark would have been empty, a demonstration of the fact that God's presence did not require physical representation, excuse me, in stark contrast to its Egyptian contemporaries. Its ornate appearance helped to invert and reject the religious norms of the time, with the Ark's decorative cherubim representing the sacred place or space, not inside it, but above it. It's certainly an interesting approach, though it still leaves more questions than answers. Exactly where the Ark is now resides, or even if it ever actually existed at all, still remains unclear. Well, that's, I guess, a matter of faith until archaeology can maybe dig and find answers. But yeah, I don't know. Very cool. Whatever it is, it's still a very sought after artifact. And there's a lot of actually articles here that have to do with it from 2022, 2019, 2015, 2014, 2025, and again, 2025. So there you go. Archaeologists discover ruins in Israel linked to the Ark of the Covenant. Remote viewer found the Ark of the Covenant, CIA files claim, and so on and so forth. But we did read this one on the show, and it was very vague. It was like, oh, somewhere in the desert. It's like, well, that doesn't narrow it down at all, especially over there. There's a lot of that. So that's the second article. Maybe you enjoyed that one. Maybe you found it interesting. I don't know. It's not a matter of trying to cause question of faith. I mean, if you believe in that, that's amazing and awesome, and you could be right. All right, let's go to the last article in the news tonight. And this one is also from Unexplained Mysteries, unexplained-mysteries.com. I say the dash very intentionally because that is the URL. It's not a unexplained mystery. It's unexplained-mysteries. So let's check this one out. This is from the world of the bizarre, and I have not heard about this. Maybe some of you are across the pond and you can tell us if you've heard something like this. But here you go, from the world of the bizarre. That's not it. This is it. Why do onions and chips keep washing up along England's shores? There's apparently onions and, well, by chips, I think they mean like the big wide fries, like we have French fries in America. And I think chips in England are like the big wide cottage fries or whatever that we make over here are the same. So I don't know if that's what they mean, but let's check it out. I never heard anything about this. Dear God, look at this. This is long. I'm not going to read it all, but I'm going to read some of it, and then I'll give you guys a link to read the rest of it. Last month, onions, chips, bananas, insulation foam, and other peculiar things started showing up along the coast. This is by Simon Boxall. Over Christmas, vegetables, bananas, and insulation foam washed up along the beaches along England's southeast coast. They were from 16 containers spilled by a cargo ship, Baltic Clipper, in rough seas. In the new year, a further 24 containers fell from 2 vessels during Storm Goretti, with chips and onions among the goods appearing on the Sussex shoreline. What the hell? There's the whole article is right there. They're dumping cargo shipments. Okay. Mystery solved? I don't know. What's the rest of this all about? For most people, this is a nuisance or perhaps a bit of fun. Nothing like fun. Let's go. Come on, kids. Let's go look if there's any more onions. For oceanographers like me who study tides and currents, it's also an accidental experiment, a rare chance to watch the ocean move things around in real time. Think of it as a very large message in a bottle. Well, they're really going to work to romanticize the hell out of this, but essentially stuff fell in the ocean and they can see where the currents pushed it. Okay. That's literally a 2-paragraph story, but they made a lot more of it. No complaints. I just think, could have summed it up in about two paragraphs and called it a day. In reality, cargo's been falling off ships. I almost screwed that word up. Ships since traders first went to sea. What has changed is that in the modern world, most goods are transported in standardized containers. Apart from oil, gas, and vehicles, bulk grain, aggregates, and people, pretty much everything is moved this way. More than 250 million containers are shipped around the world each year, and it is likely that over 80% of goods in your home traveled at some point in a container by sea. Losses are rare. Industry group the World Shipping Council estimates that over the past 10 years, an average of 1,274 containers a year have been lost globally, out of hundreds of millions that are being transported. This figure does vary. In 2020, a single huge ship, the one Apus, lost around 1,800 containers of its 14,000 in total in a Pacific storm. While in 2024, global losses were estimated at just 576. Well, there you go. Varies quite wildly. Well, if you want to read more, I'll put the link to this in the chats. I don't know if that's interesting or not. It's kind of curious, I guess. But it really, yeah, those onions would be considered seafood. You're right. Absolutely. I'm putting the link in the chat if anybody wants to read more about that. I don't know. It sounded more interesting on the headline, but if it's just dumped cargo, that's mildly interesting. I don't know. Maybe not at all interesting, but there you go. So this has been the Paranormal Portal News. I hope you found value. I hope you found merit in it. I hope you learned something new and found it entertaining. So let's get back to the rest of the show. We got a lot more to get to, so buckle up. We're going in. I don't know, Josie. I bet you they get bad breath, though. Oh, thank you. I'm here all night, folks. I'm here all night. You're getting all that entertainment free of charge. What's not to love? All right, need some spider webs for a backdrop. What does? What is he talking about? What needs spider webs for a backdrop? Standing Stones. You have to let me know. Kind of curious now. You piqued my interest. Buy American. Cardew says buy American. Well, unless you don't mind some salt. I mean, it's sea salt. That's supposed to be one of the healthiest kinds, right? Isn't it? Something like that? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. There we go. Just saying. But buy American is certainly one approach to avoid having your cargo go in the drink. Because, anyway, I get sidetracked too easily. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot more show to get to. We are going to get to the next segment now, which is one that I've had a lot of fun with, and it's really caused me to think pretty incredibly. But tonight's question from Chucky Danger, he's been the champion of the question of the week for quite a while. And it has to do with a specific documentary that's been released. Looks like it's available on YouTube now. Infamous Fan Club. He put a link in here to YouTube on his question of the week. And I have not watched this, so I don't know necessarily what the meat and taters of this is, but we'll go through the question, and those that have seen it, of course, can have weighed in. Let me change this, though. There we go. And we'll get to this question of the week now. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is time for the Discord question of the week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Discord question of the week. This is what Discord looks like over here. What you're seeing on the big part of the screen is Discord. And there's more that you can't see. It's a little up higher, but this is what it looks like when you join the Paranormal Portal Discord. All these on the left, very left-hand side, these are all the different servers that I personally am a part of. Here's Chucky's The Danger Zone podcast. That's on Discord, so you can certainly join that and help Chucky out, help to raise awareness for what he's doing with his own podcast. And he's been donating his time and energy every week to posing a new question of the week. And you guys have done an amazing job historically in responding to these. So this is what it looks like. Now, the way the Discord works, it's kind of a different program. It is a free program. So, and again, it doesn't cost you anything to either get the Discord program or to join the Paranormal Portal Discord. It cost me a little something because I got to keep paying for it, so we get a static URL. But I'm sure some of the mods have been posting the URL for the Discord. If you want to join, please do. We'd love to see you over here and have you join us and take part of these conversations. But there's a bunch more conversations going on. It's not just the Discord question of the week. There is more. There's questions of the week suggestions thread. There's a Discord tutorial. If you're new, you can click this one. You just click it, and then you just use your mouse wheel and go up and down and walk through some of the tutorials that'll help you learn how to use it. And then there's more. There's things like when you first join, you'll be in the general. Today, I saw that, who was it? Somebody joined. Oh, the Tiny Citrus joined today. So that was really cool. And up here in general is where you'll find the Unknowns video. I'll just play part of it here. I'll play part of it and then I'll cut it off real quick. I don't know if this will work or not. Maybe they'll just give me a warning, but I do want to showcase what he did. This is the video Unknown did. Whoops.
Come on, everybody. Clap your hands. Oh, you're looking good.
That's me, by the way. That is me. However, I'm not balding. I have all kinds of hair up here. I have a lot of hair up on the top of my head. It's just, I have a lot of white hair and I haven't dyed it. And I just generally wear the hat because it's easier than applying tons of gel and taming the beast, if you will. Because my hair is very thick and wiry because it's all white. So anyway, this is the video he made.
I'm going to sing my song. It won't take long.
I'm not bald, though. Why you made a bald spot, I don't know. I'm not bald. I'm not even balding. I might have a little receding hairline, but very little.
We're gonna do the twist and it goes like this. Come on, let's twist
Look at that bucket of sexy, though. I'm just saying. That's a whole bucket of sexy, everybody.
again. Like we did last summer. Yeah.
Twist to open. And he's, what is that? What is that Bud Light? Or is that a mock? I don't know.
Let's twist again. Like
Oh, I get it. He's looking at a bottle and it says twist to open, so he's dancing. Now I get that. I was like, well, that's cute. That's really cute. Now I get the inside humor as well. Sometimes I'm a little slow on that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. I can be really quick about some things and just really thick on other things. So there you go. That's the video.
we did last year.
There you go. Now you've seen it in chunks. I prefer Baby Brent. Thank you. I kind of prefer that than the balding twister in the kitchen. But that was really well done. Very well done. Nice job, Unknown. You did a brilliant job. So anyway, we're on the way for the question of the week. That's the thread that we're focused on tonight. And this is what we're going to get into now, because we got a lot to get into. Some of these answers are just exhaustive. And I'm like, oh my God, how much time do we have? I'd have to dedicate a whole show just to read all these responses. But we'll take a look at it, and I'll try to read everything that's here, because I do want to, respond in kind and share your input to the show. I think I'm going to leave my glasses off because my eyes are starting to get perturbed. So here we go. Question of the week. With the recent release of the documentary Moment of Contact, New Revelations of Alien Contact, we now have some of the best witness testimony and probably the best documentation of a single alien encounter event. Highly credible witnesses came forward from the Varginha, Brazil event of 1996. Oh, that's the one we just read. What do you make of this incredible event? Did real live aliens interact with the citizens of Varginha before the U.S. intervened and took the aliens and craft? To watch the documentary, I believe it's on Amazon Prime. Okay. But I guess this might be just a trailer. Okay. So you can probably find it on Prime and check it out. It's called Moment of Contact. And it deals with the one we just read. That's funny. I did not even realize that. But yeah, there you go. Okay. So let's see what everybody had to say, though. The Batman just says, thanks, I'll check it out. So he hasn't watched it either. Eric the Wandering Purple Hobbit comes in next and says, interesting. But it's all horribler lies. It's all Hollywood sets, Christmas lights, and tiny model ships. Think of mistaken bear sightings from space, or, as usual, the light off Venus reflecting if the BS out of a politician's mouth. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're going with there, Eric. I'm not really following, but okay. Here we go with Android Paranormal. This past Tuesday, the director of the documentary, James Fox, held a press conference at the National Press Club in D.C. with some of the witnesses, including the witness who arrived at the crash site and the neurosurgeon who examined the live alien being. In summary, yes, it is real, and yes, it really happened. There's a shorter free version of the documentary on YouTube for anyone who does not have $15 to pay for the full version on Prime. Here is my answer in detail after attending the conference and speaking to the director and witnesses, personally myself. Okay, so Android has a whole bunch you can read there. Yeah, that's a lot. And here he is with me. Here is me with the director of the documentary in the event a few days ago. Oh, very cool. Well, that's neat, Android, that you actually had a chance to meet and discuss the events with them. Very cool. I don't even know how I can read this. Oh, you wrote a whole big thing. Okay. It's a lot of thanking stuff. And seeing the extreme emotion of Mr. D'Souza and Dr. Italo Venturelli was very powerful. It is really unfortunate that there are so many believers in the phenomena who have become cynics and downplayed this event, both before and after the event. Yeah, that's true. I encourage all of them to make a move, be optimistic mindset. Okay. And there's all of that's here. If you guys want to read Android's full response and rundown of that event. Very cool, though. I'm glad you went there. That's really exciting. Batman says, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but we'll try this week. Okay. Here it is with Soph. This happened a few hours from me. I was a kid back then, but everyone here knows that it really happened. For a long time, the story died down, though, since there was no follow-up information, and after a while, nothing other than what people had already reported. No one ever doubted that there was a crash and that people saw something. Expert. Yeah, I guess Soph would kind of be the best expert we got, because Soph was there. That was home. No one ever doubted that there was a craft and that people saw a crash and that people saw something and that the military, hospitals, and eventually Americans were involved. The question was always what happened to the beings and whether they survived or not. It's mostly assumed they ended up in the U.S. People from the city avoid talking about it much, though. To avoid mocking and teasing, you'll only get people talking about it after knowing them really well or when they know for sure that you take it seriously. At the time when it happened, the local media covered it 100% and immediately, so everyone in Brazil knew about it. And looking back, it's surprising how they interviewed so many people related to the incident back then, especially in the first few days. The media's first reaction wasn't to say it was a weather balloon or anything like that. There were too many witnesses of too many aspects of the whole operation, so they just went with it and covered it like a normal incident. Plus, it gave them high ratings on TV. As usual, after any physical or empirical remains of it were gone and people stopped talking to the press, there wasn't anything new to report, so the interest in the coverage went down, and as typical 90s news progression, it turned into a joke. It was both a way to lean into the interest the topic generated and keep making money out of the story. The Varginha ET became almost a character, an inside joke to the country. Anytime UFOs or aliens or paranormal things are mentioned, people remember the Varginha ET, the type of joke that you laugh and poke fun at, but then exchange knowing looks thinking, yeah, I don't know about whatever the topic, but the Varginha incident happened. I haven't watched all of the documentary yet. Funny enough, it's not available on Amazon Prime in Brazil. Oh, really? I'll find it, watch it, and maybe write about it later. I've seen parts of it, and I loved the part with Dr. Italo. The man was so overwhelmed and so relieved to be talking about it, you can't help crying watching him speak. I think this is really unapologetic documentary. The guy, James Fox, simply went around talking to people and interviewing them, and I guess there's a lot of interesting incidents all over the world that would provide similar rich information if more people had zero shame like this guy and just didn't give up. My impression is that from now on, especially regarding older incidents, we'll see more people coming forward and thinking, hey, if the head neurosurgeon of this city is talking about it, then it might be okay for me to say something too. Not only people might feel less threatened by authorities seeing many high-rank officials coming out after so many years, they may also feel less likely to be made fun of for speaking up. We're living in a world where most people are truly open to accepting that there's more to life than we used to think, and compared to 30, 40 years ago, you don't get ridiculed for talking about paranormal topics in the same way. True, very true. There's stigma to a point, but people have seen so many things be proven real lately that they're like, well, if this is real, then maybe that thing my grandmother told me that one time wasn't that crazy. When faced with someone sharing experiences these days, we get progressively more responses of people listening in silence rather than laughing, and I like that. Thank you for keeping the Paranormal Portal always open, Brent. Much love from Brazil. A lot of love back to you, Soph. Thank you so much for that very specific and cool insight into that whole story. You just really, really piqued my interest a lot more in it. And I'll have to watch this thing. Android Paranormal comes in. Thank you for sharing so much detail. I live in America, but have a close colleague at my job who lives in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Very cool. So that's very cool. When I asked her about it, the stigma laughing to avoid detailed discussion of it is exactly the type of response I got from her. Despite my continued questions to her about it, she seemed very dismissive, despite acknowledging it was an event, that happened. Excuse me. Makes me wonder if it is human nature that does that, or if turning it into a joke down there was a psyop campaign that the media was forced to do by intelligence agencies. And by the way, you can watch the shorter version on YouTube here, and Android did post a link to that. Thank you for doing that, Android. Appreciate that. It doesn't have all the neurosurgeon interview who examined the live alien and a couple other new testimonies and details. That stuff is in the paid version, but the original version is still very good. Rachel comes in and says, I don't have Amazon Prime, but if this documentary makes its way to the TV screens, I hope it does shift people's perspective on UFOs. We do need a well-made documentary to make people who are either on the fence, beside the fence, or to look up at the sky and question whether we are visited by intelligence from other worlds. Karen Alberding, I watched it. It's really good. My opinion remains the same. Absolutely believe that there's been contact and that there have been many accounts of contact that I absolutely believe to be true. Betty and Barney Hill are one example, as is Travis Walton, and you can see the trauma in his eyes as you could see it in the eyes of the people interviewed in the documentary. So that's my short answer. I've also read a bunch of books. The matter though, it's been a few years. It's just something I've always believed. I think it hasn't happened. To think it hasn't happened, that we were the only ones, is only arrogant. My thought is that we are probably the idiots of the universe and very behind. Yeah, that could be, Karen. We could be we could be dragging the anchor on this one. That wouldn't surprise me a lot. But it's so hard to find truth on anything anymore. And that's the biggest tragedy of our current age. The spins, the dogma, the propaganda that everything is twisted with. It's hard to know what the hell is real anymore. It's really tragic. Android's coming in again. Yep, with another link. And then Karen Alberding reminds me of Roswell in a way. Yeah. Very cool. So some really long responses. I appreciate all the comprehensive feedback from Android and from Soph. That's very cool. And right, if you haven't watched it, it's not going to be as relevant, I guess. But it's kind of funny that I would cover the news article on the night that we're going to cover this story. So that's interesting because now I have a background for what the hell this is about. And I would not have if I hadn't picked up that news story. So there you go. Serendipity? Maybe. But there you go, folks. That's the question of the week. Thank you to everybody that took the time to answer. There was a lot fewer answers on this one, and maybe it's because not many people had seen it and didn't have the time to watch it. So, for that, I understand. Less feedback makes sense. It's not everybody has time to pull up a whole documentary and then feedback about it, but it's still fascinating and it's still worth discussing for sure. So great job, Chucky. Thank you very much. Again, he always comes up with these great questions. But if you have an idea for a question of the week, be sure to get on the Discord and go to the thread right above the question of the week. This is question of the week suggestions. And click on it and give Chucky some ideas of things you think would make good questions for the question of the week. There we go. This has been the Discord question of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you loved it. There we go. Question of the week is always a blast. I think that's a great segment. I really enjoy it because, and I've said it a ton of times, but I don't want to sound redundant all the times, but it really is pretty cool that, you guys add your thoughts to it and that the more of us that think about it, the more likely we are to arrive at some form of truth or at least potential understanding or theories at least. And so, I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea to put in what they believe. I believe the aliens lock their doors when they fly by. Maybe this is the ghetto. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. How you doing, Stone Hobbit? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, as always. Let's see. There's an account in Brazil where the UFOs are shooting laser beams down on a town. Oh, yeah, I guess that's probably true, too. I don't know about that one though, but it kind of sounds familiar. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff rattling around in my head, so who knows? All right. I think we're probably just going to go to what the hell is that, because I got a ton of them to go through, and maybe we'll get some time at the end for the cryptid corner, because I got tons of those that have been backed up for a long time as well. So, but I will tell you that we will be discussing cryptids in what the hell is that? So, so even if we don't do the cryptid corner proper, we're still discussing cryptids on the show all the time, because that's a lot of what we cover on what the hell is that. So let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. We're all wondering.
What the hell is that?
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Arnold. Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what the hell is that? What is this? This is a segment where we showcase various clips purporting to demonstrate or to show you paranormal evidence. Some of it clearly not real, clearly faked. Some of it's kind of convincing, and some of it very convincing. So we kind of have the full spectrum. And the reason I started doing this was because first of all, the reason I started was because there was so much AI crap out there. And I was appalled that there were so many people that were all in on it. Like, oh yeah, that's clearly real, I can tell. And it's like, clearly it was AI. And there's like a serious confirmation bias that was going on. I'm like, man, I got to try to help, just temper it. Not like I'm going to save the world, but I just wanted to discuss critical thinking on when reviewing evidence. And that was basically the inspiration for it, but it's kind of become its own thing. Some of that is definitely what we do when we examine this stuff. We talk about, where is it right? Where is it wrong? How is it not probably real? What are we seeing? Those kind of things I think are important, because you got to look at, whenever you're reviewing paranormal evidence or pictures, videos, whatever, you got to start from the place of a skeptic. You really have to, because if what you're reviewing or looking at can't stand up to scrutiny, then it's not really good evidence. But if you can showcase a piece of evidence, challenge it yourself with, any kind of debunking you can, and if it still stands up, then it's a pretty solid piece. Or at least it's more strongly that way. But if you don't challenge anything, there's going to be all kinds of garbage out there. And there is right now. There's a ton of garbage out there. With the advent of AI, it's gotten much worse than ever, because it's so easy to fake this stuff. It's just not even a challenge. But all we can do is just try to promote critical thinking and examining things logically. And again, I'm not claiming there isn't great evidence out there. There is. But there's a lot of crap out there too. And I think you got to discern that, because what ends up happening is if you buy into and subscribe to everything out there, you don't really have much credibility. And people are going to dismiss your ideas because you believed in everything you saw. So I think you got to look at things critically and try to showcase the fake stuff where you can. Throughout the course of this, I do use several different sites, as I've mentioned before, but I want to make sure that none of you guys go and attack these sites, because I love that these sites are posting this stuff. I really do, because it gives us a lot to work with in discussions and ideas, and to showcase different types of evidence. And if they weren't posting this, we wouldn't have much to talk about. So definitely don't attack the sites. I love that they're doing it. And these sites aren't saying this stuff's real. You should believe it. They're just saying, hey, here's some stuff that we found. What do you think? So I think they're doing a great service for all of us. The like button is a cartel submarine. And you're the Hellfire missile. That's hilarious, Al. Classic. Brent, can I ask you what you think about people who lie about their encounters and other things, and it's not hard to tell that they're lying? Well, I don't really, that's all up to T-Bone. That's all up to Dave. Dave's the guy that's pulling all of that together. I don't appreciate hoaxers really, because I think that there's so many of us that are looking for answers, and it really screws it up when there's a lot of people throwing crap out there, just, and I think it's almost a psyop in and of itself in some cases. If it's done intentionally, and I think most of it is, then it's meant to discredit the movements or discredit those people that are looking for answers. And it's like they throw the crap out to try to get people to subscribe to it, and then they like do the rug pull. It's like, oh, well, this is fake, and this is why, because we did it on our laptop. And it makes people look stupid, and so they lose credibility. So, I mean, we can never really know because there's so much of these claims that we can't investigate carefully. We can't look at the location. We can't test the location. We can't try to duplicate what happened and see if we can figure out what caused it, or was it indeed paranormal. We can't look at the equipment they used or anything. So all we can do on this segment is just evaluate it on face value. Does it look like it might be real? So, and you be the judge. Yeah. So that's the case. And I hope you guys like it. I hope you like it. But Ben from Oz says, unknown, they suck. Yeah, people who do that for attention suck. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you guys are both right. And I think everybody agrees with that. Hi, Shell Bell. Good to see you. Good to see you, Boston Red Sox. Boston, where you park the car. Don't park the car. All right, they discredit the genuine stuff, which also really exists. Yeah, it does. You're absolutely right. So the real stuff is out there, and I think it's out there on YouTube. It's out there on Facebook. It's out there. The real stuff is out there. But the problem is it's buried in so much garbage and crap, it's hard to find. Or by the time you find it, you're just so desensitized by all the garbage, you're hardly willing to give it a shake, you know? So that's the problem with all that stuff. There's always has and always will be fakers out there. Exactly, Owl. Yep. Exactly. I don't know if you know. I don't even know if my 2 Bigfoot event was a Bigfoot, but it was mildly interesting and mildly frightening. Yeah, and who knows? I mean, if it wasn't a Bigfoot, maybe it was some other phenomena. Maybe it was more spiritual than physical. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, who knows? Good to see you, too. Thanks. Appreciate that, Shell Bell. All right. Yeah, I hate it when you can't front them on a channel that person is being interviewed on. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, nobody's ever going to change it completely. There's always going to be people that are faking things because they want attention, or they want to screw with people, or they're just seeing how far their lie can go. Any number of reasons.
1549.
Okay, 1549. Random. I don't know what 1549 means. That's some kind of code I don't understand. But let's get to some of this evidence and let you guys see what you think. Again, I will ask you to vote, and you vote in the chat with either a 1 or a 0. 1, you think what you're looking at could be real, or 0, what you're looking at you just don't think could be real. And you be the judge. Now, a lot of the people have been using decimals as well, like half and half, halfway there, 0.5, most of the way there, 0.75, 0.8, 0.9, whatever. Or very given, you know, maybe there's something to it, but you don't really think so. 0.2, 0.3, whatever. So just answer the best you can. And there's no wrong answers. There's no right answers. I don't know what any of this stuff is either. But all we can do is just evaluate it and come to our own conclusions. So the first one we're going to look at tonight is from a YouTube channel called Darkness Prevails. And Darkness Prevails has been out there a long time. I've been checking out their stuff for years. Great channel, and you should check it out. Check them out. I think it's a podcast too, but I might be wrong. I can't keep up with every podcast out there, so I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I know Darkness Prevails has been out there a long time because I've been looking at them for a long time. Give me some water, because I killed the man on the Mexican border. Sorry. Just got that in my head when I took a drink. Here we go. Here's the first clip. And again, Darkness Prevails. And it's supposedly the most clear image of a ghost ever captured. That's a big claim. So let's see if the claim holds water, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the there's the overlay I forgot to turn off. That's my stinger error of the night. We'll probably do more. Don't worry. I usually do that about 3 times a night. All right, here we go. First image, or the first video, rather. So let's check it out, see what you guys think.
YouTuber, Midwest Ghost Hunter, decided to explore an abandoned graveyard in Minnesota. The old graveyard used to be a part of a thriving town, but now it's just a ghost town. People visiting the cemetery...
I think I'll take out some of the narration because, I don't want to rebroadcast their entire video, but you can see on there it's a YouTuber who's checking out a cemetery, and he's found this cemetery that might have some ghost children on it. And he gets some EVPs. I'm going to go back and catch that.
Okay, I just heard you.
Smashed grave.
What happened? Is it vandalized? Okay, I just heard you.
That was pretty cool. That was a really good EVP. I don't know if that was just on the recording or if he says he actually heard it though. So at that point, it's not just an EVP, it's a disembodied voice. So he's hearing it, and it did get captured on recording as well. So chances are that was a very physical sounded voice. Doesn't mean it wasn't a ghost that made it, but there's a big difference between an EVP, which is usually unheard by the people present, but it is able to be reviewed on the recording and discovered later. But this he heard in real time. And it's just a light, yeah, like that. Well, something happened. Did this get vandalized? Yeah, like that. And it's really a good capture. Very cool capture. Watch that again.
And what appears to be a smashed grave.
What happened? Is it vandalized? Okay, I just heard you.
Knowing that he is not alone, he continues his investigation to another tombstone.
Oh, whoa, whoa!
He decides to take pictures of the site in hopes of capturing some kind of ghostly figure. If you look closely at this image, you can see what appears to be 2 children.
And there they are. Looks like one head here and another head here, and it's really pretty good, I gotta admit. It's very, very faint. I don't know how he caught this. That's a hell of a catch. But it really does look like 2 little children faces peeking up, looking. I don't know if they're actually behind some kind of brick here or if they're sitting on top of it, that they're very translucent. I'm not sure, but it's really a fantastic capture. So I'll let this play, and you guys can be the judge. And there they sharpened the contrast so you could really see it much better there. So I don't know if everybody's seeing that. Let's pause it on that. There we go. So you can really see it. I paused it right there. One face here. Eye. Can't see the nose because it's kind of covered up, but there is a mouth line. And then over here, eye. Again, nose is covered, but there is a mouth and a chin. Not so much a chin on this one, but you can see the shape of her hair on this one. And it looks like, maybe some 50s hair or something like that for, little girl's hair. But it looks like it could be a really good capture. So I'm just going to let this play. 2 kids haunt the graveyard. There you go. And it's going to replay. So now we have to vote. Could be pareidolia. You're right. I mean, it is very faint. How he captured that or how he noticed that, I don't know. Maybe he saw something visually as well and really zeroed in on that and was able to see the heads there. But what do you think? Let's see what you think. Thank you, Barbara. She said, well said, Brent. No, they don't move. It's a photograph, so they don't move. It was only captured on a photograph, but he does go, whoa, as I think he was taking pictures with his camera and saw what he captured. So he must have seen it in real time, like right there at the cemetery. So what do we got for votes? Sharon, 0.5 from the grieving model. Maybe something to this. Boy and a girl. Yeah, it could be BJ. Yeah, that's a good insight. Sharon Sunshine says, nope, not buying it. Elaine's all in. Karen Elberding's halfway there, as is Lenda. Kedstar is all in. Phil Funk is -1. He's not only not believing, it owes him 1. BJ Lapierre's 1. I've seen videos of his debunked, says Stoney Jackson. Okay, fair enough. And maybe it is. All we can do is examine it for what we've seen, what we can see here. Josie says 1. She's all in. Jose's all in. Wizard Moon's all in. Cryptical Crossroads. Josh says 0.25. Context. Thanks, Brent. Disembodied voice. Yes. Faces black. Shadow line under the fence. Not realistic. No. So is that 0.5? Okay, for the EVP, 0.5, but not for the faces. Gotcha. 0.3 from John Temperin, 0.5 from Owl. And the unknown's giving it nothing, as is Carol Pack. Nothing to see here. And what do we got over on Rumble? Dog Digger, 0.75. Really interesting. 0.5 from Barbara Mora and 0.75 from Car Juice. There's not a lot to work with on this one. Those faces do look pretty good. I just don't know how he saw that, because they aren't real obvious. You'd have to be kind of looking pretty carefully to see that in that exposure as it is. Here it comes. I mean, and it isn't until he zoomed in that you can really make out that those are faces at all. So I just don't know how he saw that. It's so subtle. Once it's zoomed in and framed, then it's like, oh yeah, there it looks like little faces. But yeah, I mean, I don't know this guy. I don't know anything about him. I don't know who he is. But even, I don't know. I guess anytime something is proven to be fake, it's hard to believe anything else the guy would do. So I can understand if you have a background of understanding of the fact that this guy's done videos and it's been proven to be fake. Yeah, it's hard to get behind anything he does then, right? Because he's shown that, or at least demonstrated, he seems to be willing to do whatever it takes to get attention. And that's not a good look for any investigator. But it's not impossible that he would actually catch some real evidence. But you be the judge. I don't know. That's a pretty good vote. Pretty good vote. I think you guys are pretty well on this one. So that's the first one. But don't worry. There's always more. There's always more here on the portal. And we're going to get to the next one now. This one was really cool. This couple bought a chateau over in France, I think. It's a very old chateau. It's from like the 1500s. And they started capturing a lot of weird stuff happening at their property. And they weren't believers in the paranormal. They just thought they had some weird wiring or rat stuff going on. And then they started setting up cameras to watch areas. And they started to see some pretty wild stuff. So this one might be a little longer. Looks like it's about 2 minutes and 23 seconds. And it's from Dr. Scary _ is the one who hosted this video. He's not the owner of the video, but these people posted it online, and a lot of channels have looked at it and done their reactions to it. But let's check this one out and see what you guys think. All right, let me do this first. I got my hair all screwed up. There we go. My hat was bogging me. It was bogging me. All right, let's check this one out. See what you guys think. Again, this is a couple that were renovating an old chateau that they bought. They put a lot of love and life into it, and they've had some weird stuff happening. So let's take a look at it. It was watching them sleep, is what it says. Here we go.
It was watching them sleep. Lisa and her husband have been renovating this old chateau in France all by themselves for over 5 years now. And for the last several months, they've been hearing footsteps at night while trying to sleep. Lisa thought it was just a mouse, but she wanted to make sure, so she set up a camera overnight to see if they can capture exactly what was making that sound.
Okay, so we're currently in the boot room. This is next door, and this here is the big beam that you saw going through. I'm gonna get footage of this blooming mouse so I know that I'm not going crazy. Okay, so I've set the camera up so you can see the hole in the corner. So we'll see whether we catch this mouse out in the morning.
And while reviewing the footage the next day, they saw this.
Now you heard me put the latch on the door there.
Yeah, it sounded like it, yeah.
Okay, so the sensor light's gone out.
Right.
So I'm going to forward this bit because it's about 2 hours, well, it is 2 hours, 27 minutes into filming last night.
Yeah.
So this would be about 2:30. This happens. So you heard the latch go off the door.
Yeah.
And that's the light coming on.
The motion sensor light.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, what?
You see a shadow?
There's shadow there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see a shadow moving across it.
Watch for that
So
shadow.
you heard the latch go off the door.
Yeah.
And that's the light coming on.
The motion sensor light.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, what? There's shadow there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see a shadow moving across it. Bloody hell, what?
Door. There's
Yeah.
Now watch
and
the
that's the light
shadow.
coming on.
The motion sensor light.
There's a shadow that kind of, it's really little, really slight, but you can see it kind of growing right across the screen. Looks like a figure. I mean, it's not clearly human, but it's humanoid shaped.
Yeah.
There.
Bloody hell, what? There's shadow there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see a shadow moving across it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep watching.
Oh my god. What?
And it moves the camera.
That's got to be an animal or something, isn't it?
That was a
How?
big shadow for an animal.
How?
2.5 hours after setting up the camera, the door opens on its own, and a couple seconds later, the motion-activated lights turn on. If that wasn't strange enough, a large shadow moves across the room, and then something tilts the camera to the side. This genuinely creeps them out, but Lisa brought up some points that make the whole situation even creepier.
And the other thing is, the camera is up on a tripod. So to move it in a tilt, like it's
So
gone, it's
something's
tilted
moved,
up.
something-
has moved. It hasn't moved the tripod because the tripod would fall over. It's had to move the camera.
Oh, that's...
Was this something paranormal? And if so, is it the same thing that was making those footsteps? Or was this really just a rat? It was what?
So fantastic. And I love these kind of videos because these people weren't investigating for a ghost. They didn't expect that that was what they were going to find. But they found one. I mean, it's an old chateau. It's from like the 1500s. So you're probably going to have a few ghosts hanging around. I mean, it's just, that's a lot of real estate time on a home with a lot of energies coming and going. So yeah, the fact that someone's sticking around doesn't surprise me at all, but I love the fact that they weren't looking for that. They were looking for pests because they kept hearing things and noticing things like they thought for sure they had pests. And you can hear they have a dog that kind of whines there during the filming like it's yawning or whatever. And, you know, that's not it because this door was closed and latched. The sensor light goes out. The door opens, the sensor light comes on, and then that shadow moves, and then the camera tilts just a little, like something grabbed a hold of it and it's kind of going, what the hell is this? So let's see what you guys think. Time to vote if you haven't already. And here we go. Let me get up here to where we are. Okay, there we go. Lurking. Linda, so lurking. Yeah. Got the creeps. 0.8 from Ben. Yep. Carol Pack saw it. Yeah, she saw that shadow. Linda, number 1, giving it all in. That is pretty interesting, Shell Bell says. Carol Pack gives it a 1. Rachel gives it a 1. T-Bone giving it a 1. She's pretty proud of herself. LOL. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great capture. That's a really tough thing to capture, even if you're an investigator, especially an investigator that goes to locations. To capture something like that is huge. And she's just dumb luck. You know, hey, I think I got a pest or a rat or a mouse or something. And it turns out to be something else entirely. Stony says, yep, this might be real. It's really pixelated, difficult to see. Yeah, I don't know. It's not real bad, but maybe it's your connection, Jose. It might be your connection. Just click the little gear under the video and click on the best possible resolution because you might be in like 480 or something from low bandwidth. See if you can crank it up to 720 or whatever. Let's see. Anybody else votes? Let's see. We got I Believe Her from the Unknown. She is excited. She caught something. She's not acting. It doesn't look planned at all to me. I got to give it a good 1.1. Yeah. Kedster's all in. Gremlin from John Temprin. Owl's all in on this one. Grieving Model's all in. 0.9 from Sharon Sunshine. BJ Lapierre is all in on this one. Elaine, yep. 0.5 from Phil. Phil, tough crowd, man. They're just trying to sleep. Yeah. I mean, they were just trying to live in this chateau that they bought, but they got a bunch more. Shellbell's giving it a 1. Jose's giving it a 1. Josie's giving it a 1. My ghosts were winter ghosts. I guess I'm due a sighting here. Yeah, I noticed the same thing in my Victorian home, that mostly winter time was the most activity, not so much in summer. Winter seems to be pretty active. But this place has been quiet for a long time, which is nice. Let's see. Wizard Moon 1, Cryptical Crossroads from Josh 1, 9.9 from John Temperin. He's all the way in. Rachel gets it right, 1. Karen Alberding 1. Joanne 1. 99 from John Temperin. Boy, you got a lot of... oh, 0.99. Okay, gotcha. I didn't realize what was going on here. There we go. I tried to get a pic of my ghost here. They blew up 4 brand new batteries. Battery acid coming out of all 4. Oh, wow. And fried my camera trap. Won't even turn on anymore. I guess they didn't like it. Ooh, that's pretty severe. Yeah, she does seem excited about it. Android gives it a 1. So what do we got here in Rumble? Let's see. I'm not sure. I believe this one is a 1, Barbara says. Dog Digger's giving it a 1, and Car Juice as well. So, yeah, I think it's a great capture. It's a really cool video. And again, I love the fact that they weren't looking for a ghost. They were looking for a pest problem. They thought for sure they had like rodents or something scurrying around and causing things to make noise and things. But that's not what they found at all. So I think it's pretty powerful stuff. I love the husband's reactions. He's like, oof. You can just see him just sucking it in all of a sudden, like, oof. So I actually love that. And again, I don't think they're acting either. I think they're just a couple that's like, oh, wow. Oh, no. That didn't realize this is what we're dealing with. So really cool stuff, but great capture. But there's more. Don't worry. There's more. Got more for you. Man, if I hit any more wrong buttons tonight. Told you I do about 3 a night. That's 2. I'm sure I'll do another one before we're done. So that's that one. Let me close that. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I really am fond of that one. This one, I don't know. You guys can be the judge here. I'll just say that. I don't know. I like the comment that's on the screen of this next one because I think it's probably something to that. But let's see. Here it is, folks. The next one is coming from Blue Haze Raven. Is the channel at Blue Haze Raven. This is on YouTube. And it's, I don't know, some ghostly activity having to do with this stuffed animal thing or this mount thing back here. Here's the video. You guys be the judge. We'll vote on it soon.
Watch this.
Look at that. Ooh. What is going on here? That's weird, right? I'm not sure. It's just music, so I'm going to just mute that. But it's like some weird mount. I don't know if it's a taxidermy kind of mount or if it's just a... he just bops it. Just bops it and then turns around and is like, nope, I'm out of here. So, but watch how it's just... I mean, it looks like it's stretching straight up, but it's actually just flopping at an angle, as you see later. And so something looks like it lifted it up. And the idea is that they must be dealing with a haunting, I guess. What do you think? We'll just let this continue to play. And you can vote. Do you think this is legit? Or do you think there's somebody got some fishing line behind the scenes there and he's yanking it up? Yeah, kind of with you guys. It's a faded giraffe. Okay, thank you, Grieving Model. Appreciate that background on it. Yeah. All right, so is it possible that it could be ghostly? Sure, but is it possible that it's faked? Absolutely. It's possible. Something like this isn't hard to fake. And it would just take someone off screen. That's and look at the comment that's on the screen here. Pulling with the string behind fence. So I think that maybe they think this is a fence or whatever, but could be just someone over on the side here. That string could be attached to this pipe or whatever. And maybe they pull it until it snaps and then it falls and that's what they get. I don't know. I mean, it certainly wouldn't be hard to fake that. So that's got to be a consideration, at least part of it, that it could be faked. Now, could it be real? Sure. There's lots of accounts of people seeing things move, levitate, be thrown or manipulated. So this activity wouldn't be beyond the scope of a haunting. But it's the whole thing is an Occam's razor thing. It's like the more simple and basic an explanation is, the more it's most likely to the true explanation. Like, sure, it could be a haunting. It could very well be. But it's more likely somebody's yanking a string somewhere. But so that's where I kind of decide, well, yeah, I think this is probably someone pulling a string, but it certainly could be very real activity as well. So kind of up to you, personal opinions on this one. There's no right or wrong answer on any of these, but just love to hear where you stand. So what do we got here? We got 0 from T-Bone, a whole lot of O's. And Stoney Jackson, nope. 0 from Chris Whitebear. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you. The grieving model gives it nothing. And Karen Alberding, the same. Rachel gets it right. It's halfway. And that's fair enough. I mean, because it could be legit. It could also be fake. We don't know either way. Let's see. 0.5 from BJ Lapeer. And let's see. Desperate. 0 from The Oceans. Wizard Moon, halfway. What the hell is that? 0. Shared Sunshine. Gotcha. Baby Giraffe. Ben says 0.25. Yeah, fair enough. Cryptical Crossroads, nope. I don't know. Let's see. 0.5 from Jose. 0 from Shell Bell. Kedster's giving it a 0. Negative 0.9 from John Temperate. It's almost a -1. Nope, says Carol Pack. Not buying it with the 0 in the middle. David Barnes, not buying this one either over on Facebook. 0. 0.5 from Elaine. 0 from Josie. Call the RSPCA, baby. There's giraffe abuse. Yeah, sure. That's for sure. What's the next one? Joanne giving this one a 0 as well. So to say that's really real is a stretch. Love what you did there. All right, so any votes over on Rumble? Let's see. Saw this a while ago. I don't know. Rodent keeping warm 0.5. What? Is that for the giraffe, Barbara? I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. I'll stand by. Saw this a while ago. Dog digger. I don't know if he's talking about the cottage dog digger or which one. Saw it upon review, not during filming is my guess. Yeah, I'm kind of, yes. Okay, rodent keeping warm for the giraffe. All right. Is that a yes or a 0.5? Okay, gotcha. Okay, very good. No votes from Dog Digger or Car Juice on this one. I guess. I think I got that right. Sometimes it's hard to remember where the cutoff is from question to question, so apologize if I'm getting that wrong. Yeah, I mean, could be real, could be fake. We just don't know. All right, let's get to the next one because there's more. I got one more from YouTube and then several from Facebook. So here's one. I'm pretty sure we're all going to agree on this whole stretch of fabrications. I'm just going to call this fabrications because I will just tell you that I'm pretty sure every one of these is AI and probably will be blindingly obvious as you're watching it. But here it is. This one's from the Terror Nest on YouTube. Terror Nest on YouTube. Dog senses something we can't see, but this one is actually a kind of a conglomeration of several videos, but I think all of them are AI renders, and you'll see why in just a moment. Here we go. Bring it up on screen. Let's have a look. Really? There you go. That's the conglomeration of them. What do you guys think? I don't think any of them are real. I think they're all fabrications. I think that's everything you just watched is the problem with the new evidence that's coming out. Because, I mean, it's not real great fakes, but when you look at it, it does look like it's a real setting. Looks like it could be a real camera. Very, very crystal clear, though. So, yeah, AI is right. Android for sure. I think we're all in agreement. Zeros. I see a lot of zeros. I'm not going to bother reading the feedback not because I don't care, but I think we all know. Yeah, that's just a bunch of crap. But I like to show these kind of videos too because there's people out there that would swear that what they were watching was very real evidence. Yeah, I saw faces in the background too, and people just go off on a whole different tangent on some of this stuff, which is the sad part. Hey, Justin Goodearth, helping Tommy Boy Freedom downtown. Look him up on Rumble sometime. Good dude. Oh, cool, Justin. Very nice. Have a good night, brother. All right. Yeah, so I just wanted to showcase that because sometimes this segment is about just showing obvious fakes and putting it out there for you guys to review and see what we're saying. When we're talking about fakes, this is a good collection of them. The dog standing up one was the worst, though. It's like, come on. That dog is just absolutely emotionless about the whole thing. Like, I don't care. I don't even care. All right, let's go to the next one. This one was sent to me by Larry and Shirley Bell. And I don't know what we're looking at here, honestly, guys. It's a very different video. Some kind of, I don't know if it's a visual anomaly or just a weather event of some kind that I don't understand. I really don't understand what this is. I don't even have a theory. I'm not sure what we're looking at, but you guys be the judge. Here it is. Thank you, Larry and Shirley Bell, for sending this. This comes from Tulsa Area Breaking News Community. So it's actually from a news community site in Tulsa, and you can be the judge. Let's take a look. Maybe some of you guys will have an idea what I'm looking at here. I don't know what this is, but let's take a look.
It's huge.
It's like a shadow just flying over. Oh, do you see that?
It's huge.
It's like a shadow just flying over.
What I am having trouble with this video is this part's fine, but there is something kind of like pixelated here, like they're trying to cover something up. And I don't know, it's very specific to this area though. And watch that area as I push play again, and you'll see what I mean, but it's like covering up something there, and I don't know what it would be.
It's huge.
It's like a shadow just flying over. Do you see that?
It's huge.
It's like a shadow just flying over.
Okay. Well, there it is. That's the video. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I really don't understand what it could be if it is real. Obviously, it surely could be fake, but you be the judge. Let's say it's huge. Yeah, it is huge. That's what they say. That is what they say. So we got a lot of zeros in here. Fuzz glitch on the right is the dead giveaway. Yeah, maybe that is. Zero can already tell it's AI. Android says. I don't, other than the fuzzy part over on the right, which I assume they were like pixelating on purpose. I don't know. I mean, it could be an actual feed, but it's just unusual. But maybe that's where it's allegedly coming from. Is that what it's supposed to represent? I have no idea. Fuzzy glitch on the right is dead giveaway. Stony Jackson, nope. Amanda's Crazy Life channel, nope. Karen Alberding, nope. Let's see. AI distorted pic, John Temperance says. Grieving model, nope. Chris White Bear, nope. Very distorted T-Bone says. Let's look. Zero from Ben from Oz. It's huge. Look at the bottom of Cloud at the beginning. Yeah, that pixelization is what really weirds me out. Like something doesn't make sense with that. Zero, they don't sound legit. Yeah, because they talk about a shadow, and what I'm seeing is not a shadow. It's like I mean, it would be more like a wisp of cloud than a shadow. So it's almost like a sound from something else, but mixed onto this thing. Because that doesn't look like a shadow. It looks like a cloud wisp going extraordinarily fast out of that cloud. So that doesn't make sense. You're right. 0 plus 0 equals 0, says Carol. Let's see. Anybody else weighing in? We've got Elaine Clifford, 0. Cryptical Crossroads with Josh, 0. David Barnes giving it halfway. Maybe. 0 doesn't look real. 0 BJ Lapierre. 0 cloak shipped. Not shipped. And no from D Oceans with a lot of zeros in the place of O's. Chell Bell says fake, fake, fake. 0 from Wizard Moon typed out. 0 from Jose. But anybody see the hatted person at the top center? No, I guess I don't. Probably Paradolia. I guess if I was to wager a guess. To be honest, the video didn't look too bad. Even with the blur, that still made it fake. But the voices really took the cake. 0, said unknown. Fair enough. She wasn't looking up at the sky, Brent. Oh, okay. Was that what it was? So she was just seeing a shadow that went by on the ground? That could be. That maybe makes some sense. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate that perspective. Fake from Josie, 0. And Portal Mom? Is Portal Mom in here? I didn't see her. Oh, yeah, there she is. Hi, Portal Mom. Glad you made it. So, yeah, I don't know what we're looking at, but it's probably something faked. I mean, I can't think of anything meteorological that would cause that to happen, and it doesn't look like any smoke or cloud movement that I've ever seen. But that doesn't mean I haven't seen it. That doesn't mean it can't be real. Voices were corny AI hash, says Jose. So on this one, Car Juice, nope. Dog Digger, nope. Not enough context. 0.5 from Barbara. 0.25 from Car Juice. Okay, there you go. Thanks for voting, you guys. Yeah, I think it's kind of odd. It's kind of different, but it could be something, but I don't know. Thank you for sending it to me, Larry and Shirley Bell. Appreciate it. That was really fun to look at. Let's go to the next one. And the next one is, I got 2 left. Got 2 left still. This one is a Bigfoot one. This one is also sent to me by Mr. Josh Casto. And this is from Alien World on Facebook. Alien World on Facebook is the account that hosted this video. I have not watched this, so I don't know what we're going to be seeing, but I pulled it up for us to go through together. So let's take a look. Here we go.
I want y'all to look at this footage in the forest. And this creature has to be Bigfoot standing on this tree like this. Look how massive this creature is. Like, look at this. You can't tell me that this footage right here don't make you wonder what's going on out here.
I'm going to kill the sound there because I don't want to get any copyrights. But there it is. I mean, it looks like a big creature up in the trees. Looks very humanoid or ape-like, primate-like. The legs actually look more gorilla-like than patty-like, but they almost look a little too stunted. But I don't know. It's not impossible that it could be. What are your thoughts? What do you guys think? I'm going to tell you this, that it just kind of came out of nowhere, and it doesn't seem to have any backstory at all, which is already very suspect. No backstory. And the other part is, that one's in the tree, but who's throwing the crap down on it from up above? You see it reach up and pull down a branch one time, but everything else is kind of crashing down from above. Like what that right there, that motion, it was pulling it down. But other than that, things are plopping down as if there's another one higher up. But I don't recall seeing anything higher up in that track right there. Unless there's a little one up in the tree up higher. But is it possible that it could be real? Yeah. I don't know where it came from. Where, what's the story? How did they catch this? Where were they? What was going on? There's a million questions to establish this as what could be real. So I guess the fact that it has no backstory just kind of appears out of nowhere. And it seems like actually like an orgy of evidence. Like, oh, just happened to catch one up in the tree that's not really interested in even hiding. Anytime they're in trees, they're trying to blend in with trees. They're not just Probably can't see me because I'm on this tree. They are absolutely like trying to blend in, and don't just sit there and nonchalantly start throwing stuff when they know people are watching. That just doesn't seem to happen. And it looks right at them or in their direction, so it's not like it doesn't know they're there if it is legit. So I got a lot of questions about this one, but I'm not really convinced. Just because, where's the stuff coming from up above that's raining down? What's doing that? And why isn't it trying to hide or at least be motionless? The one thing Bigfoot excels at when it thinks it's being seen is being absolutely still. Not even moving a muscle, hardly breathing. Like they lock into a position and they will lock in for minutes and minutes without budging. They won't move even, they'll hardly blink. You know, it's really hard to catch any movement. This one doesn't seem to care, which is atypical anyway. So, yeah, the right hand does seem to become small when it's on the front of the tree. Right there. Yeah, I noticed that too. So good catches. Let's see what you guys have said, though. All right. A hand looks awful small, Elaine says, yeah. Debris is falling from the tree and Bigfoot is fake. I can see it, the unknown says. Fair enough. Grieving models halfway there, maybe. Sharon says gorilla, 0. Amanda's Crazy Life Channel, 0. David Barnes is all in on this one. Could be real. 0 AI debris is falling when it was not moving. Right. That's what I noticed too. Excuse me. Wizard says looks like a gorilla as well. I'm just going up. See if I missed any up above. Okay, we're going to go down now. Hand looks small. Karen Alberding's not buying this one. Stoney's not buying it. Rachel gets it right, not buying it. Author BJ Lapierre not buying it. John Temperin, 0.25. Yeah. I'd say it's not impossible that it could be real. It just is very atypical. Wizard Moon, nope, not buying it. D-Ocean, halfway there. Cadstar's giving it a 0. Josie's giving it a 0. Cryptical Crossroads, 0. Right hand becomes small, Elaine says. Yep. 0 from Shell Bell. Donkey Kong says Cadstar. Author BJ Lapierre says if you look further away the picture, there's not any branches close above him with foliage. Where does the branch suddenly come from that he pulls off and drops? Now, that's a good point. I guess I hadn't looked at that specifically, but good catch. 0 from Carol Pack. Ellie Mae playing with her gorilla. Joanne not buying it. Jose's not buying it. After another look from the Oceans, nope. Patty, 0.5. Ben says, yeah, I don't know. What do we got over on Rumble? 0 from Barbara Mora. The tree moves out of sync against the creature. More context on this. No vote from me. I don't have any context. There's nothing descriptively to kind of clue us into what's going on, how this was captured, where this was. I got nothing. So I don't know what we're looking at. The only thing I could think is at the very beginning. I want to go up higher. Right there. See, there's really nothing up here, so I don't know where all that debris is allegedly coming from, but it's very sparse up here. And all these branches are very sparse too. It looks like a conifer tree, but it's surrounded by deciduous trees, which isn't atypical around North America. There's a lot of forests like that. But I don't know. Just very bizarre. So that's the votes on this one. I don't have any more context. I'm sorry. I'd love to tell you more or give you some feedback on what's the inside scoop on this, but there isn't any. So let's get to the last one. And that will be also from Facebook. This one is, in my opinion, one of the greatest examples of legitimate Bigfoot capture or skunk ape capture. And this is widely regarded. It's named after the guy who filmed it. I think this comes from Mississippi or Louisiana. I think it was Mississippi, as I recall, but I'm not sure. Could have been North Florida. But at any rate, it's in a swampy area, and it's the Highcliffe footage. It was recorded by Josh Highcliffe, who is not a Bigfoot guy, as far as I know. He just happened to be out kind of hiking around in the swamp area, I think of Mississippi. I think M.K. Davis told me it was Mississippi back in the day when I interviewed him. And he actually went and checked out these trees, and he said they're not punky. They're not Like, there's a few things. I don't know how much footage we have here. This is coming from paranormalwarehouse.com, but you can do a search on YouTube for the Josh Highcliffe, Highcliff footage, and you can get a much bigger footage to look at. But we'll look at this one for now, and we'll get into specifics later. But here you go. That sound is all wrong. That's not the sound from the original. All right, I'm going to have to actually look now. I'm going to have to look because I can't have that represent the footage because, of course, Josh Highcliffe. I wanted to show you the real stuff. I think I saw a skunk cake. Please help. This is from his channel. It's got 1.4 million views. It was posted 12 years ago. And he says, here's exactly what I've seen. Not sure what it is. But can someone please tell me? Is there a person who can do video analysis? So this is the video. It's a minute 56 long. I want you guys to see the original because the original is really the big sell on this. All right, here we go. Let me go back to the beginning. We got to go back to the beginning. Where the hell is it? There it is. I want to go back to the beginning. There we go. You hear how different that sound is now? Listen to the wood snaps. Those are wood pieces of wood breaking off. Wow. And here's where he accidentally pushed the record button, so it stopped, but then he restarted it. You know how bassy that is? Like as it's breaking pieces off. Jeez. It's like it's rooting through that old stump, looking for grubs or insects. Now he still doesn't know what it is at this point, but it's going to stand up and watch his reaction when it does. The Josh's reaction when it stands up. Looks pretty organic to me. That's fear. That reaction was just lightning, like, whoa, and he got back as fast as he could to what he considered cover. Now, there's a couple of things I want to point out about this footage that I think is important, and these are my own takeaways, my own examination of it. First of all, the sound of the wood. It's not punky, rotten, spongy wood like you'd find in the forest. These trees grow in the swamps, and they're always in water. So even if it was dead, that trunk is still going to be very solid. And again, M.K. Davis went into the area in this area and checked out some of the stumps and went and pulled on some that looked like that. And he said that wood is like iron. It's not punky and rotten. It doesn't just fall apart. The stuff is solid. Now, interestingly enough, and I'm going to move the camera back to this, you'll see the back of this Bigfoot, and it takes its hand like this, and it pulls, and it leans and pulls on an outward motion, and you hear that wood snap and pop, and it's solid as hell. Now, that's not a body mechanic that we would use. Like, we're not built strong enough to pull in that direction on an outward pull like that and break off really solid pieces of wood. It's just a body mechanic that we don't have the kind of strength that we would need to use that. We would grab it and use our body weight and lean back and pull if we were trying to snap it off. So, I mean, it was just the power that's being demonstrated with those very atypical body mechanics to me are just like, my God. I'll try to find that spot again, but just watch the way that you see its arm come up. Its back is to us, so it's like the opposite side, but it would be like, and it leans into it like, and then it pops, and this loud snapping sound. I just love this footage. I just want to showcase this part again. There. You see how it went out? It's like how we start a lawnmower, but backwards. You know, it's just crazy. With the palm facing outward rather than inward when we're starting a lawnmower. I think this is another one coming right up here. You see him go, what the hell? That wood just pops. It's not rotten or punky. The echoes are sounding true. Yeah, Barbara, exactly. I just wanted to showcase that one pole where it was sideways. If I could. I don't know if we already missed it. Or if it's still coming up. Oh yeah, we missed it. We missed it. Okay, so it must have been back here. Just when you see that elbow come up, you see it just kind of lean into it and just pop that wood. There, that one. It was just such a brutal motion, but it snapped that wood. Oh, there it was. I guess I missed it, but we caught it a couple times. That's the full video that we have available. So I wanted to show you the real representation rather than that other clip, because that clip doesn't do it any justice. So what do you think? I know some of you guys already voted. Do you think that's real? I think that one's real just for the record. I just don't see how that's not real. I don't know. Maybe I got confirmation bias, but when I'm looking at that, I'm feeling Bigfoot or skunk ape, which may or may not be the same thing. But what do you guys think? All right, Zero from Sharon Sunshine. She's not buying this. Owl's all in on this. It's not a bear, says Elaine. I get out of there too, tuned far into the live stream tonight. Howdy. Hey, Blue Cruise, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I guess we are a little overtime now, aren't we? Walter Kubinski. Wow, says, yeah. Hey, Walter, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in and checking out the show. Only thing that gets me is the Bigfoot supposedly knows when humans are around it. Its spicy sense must have been off, or Spidey, I think Spidey sense. So what you meant off then? Well, yeah, I mean, there are plenty of stories of people surprising Bigfoot. It's just very rare. Generally speaking, they're acutely aware of their surroundings, but it's got its head in basically a tree trunk, and it's snapping wood and eating grubs or whatever. So, I mean, if you're going to surprise one, this one makes sense. Number 1 from Rachel. Android giving it a 1. Elaine's giving it a 1. Blue Cruise 1. I think it's real, says David. Fair enough. Wizard Moon, all in with a 1. Love to see a video of this guy talking about the experience. Look up Josh Highcliffe. I'm sure he's been interviewed plenty of times about it. I think Wes interviewed him as well on Sasquatch Chronicles, but I'm not positive. Cryptical Crossroads, yep, 100%. Any other votes? Josie's all in. 1 from Shellbell. Okay, must have hit the numbers lock. No worries. Looking 100% from Walter. He's all in on this one. It's a real thing. I think it is too. Say it's from a film. Low budget. Well, no, it's from him hiking and just recording it while he's hiking through the swampy area. It's just a camcorder or some version of camcorder from 12 years ago. Video was posted 12 years ago before AI, all that stuff. So it's it's real footage, but the question is, did he really capture a Bigfoot or is that just staged? So that's what you have to vote your conscience on. Unknown is not all in on this one. Nope. Tough sell for the unknown. That's okay. Joanne's all in. 0.5 from Tim Mothman. Walter is all in with a 1. 0.75 from Tim Mothman. Almost there. Fair enough. Let's see what we got. 0.5 from Kitty Caddywhack. Now looks like that's the votes. What do we got over in Rumble? Looks like Dog Digger 1 saw this when it first came out. Dog Digger, yeah, I believe it, brother. I've seen it since the 2000 teens anyway, is where I stumbled on it. Barbara Mora, she's all in, and Car Juice is all in on this one too. Shows great strength, says Dog Digger. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fantastic. So there you go. That'll be kind of the melding of the cryptid corner and what the hell is that? So we ended up doing a little bit overtime. I hope you guys didn't mind. I hope I didn't keep you from something else, but thanks for sticking with me here and going through the portal with me. And please spread the word. Share these episodes anywhere you want. I appreciate your help in raising awareness for what we're doing here. Planet X87 said this is one of the more convincing ones. Yeah, I think it is too. It's on my top 10 of Bigfoot evidence that's been captured for sure. No, it's from an actual film. Oh, I don't know. It's from Josh Highcliffe, Old Spirit Art. I don't know. I would have to ask for evidence of what film that was where we can check it out. That's the very first time I've ever heard that through the years. Not to say that I'm the expert on it, but I've never heard anyone ever claim the Highcliffe footage was from a film. So it's not as far as I know, although I don't know everything, so I could be proven wrong. Everyone have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you, Kitty Caddywhack. Thank you all for being here. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, whatever you're doing. Watch for the new podcast to drop. It'll drop early Monday morning. So I would love for you to check that out as well. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. And I think that's all I got for you. So that's going to do it for me. I'm going to relax and kick my feet up. So thank you all for joining me. And whatever you're doing, just do it safely. Take care of each other. Love each other. Be kind to each other. Love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice to each other. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can, guys. The world's got far too much drama right now. We need more laughter. So I'll be back on Wednesday night for the next live. I hope to see you here. Always bring a friend if you want. And speak kindly. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Love you, mean it. Good night, everybody.